Yeah, 6 months on after London, it still is a little bit sore, obviously, to be so close to being world champion, but then also so far after the whole year of racing really, and coming down to sprint finish where I knew that I made some tactical errors, and it is sore, but I knew that 2013 was always going to be a tough year after Olympics. It was never going to be easy. Even going back to Olympic course was something that was never going to be easy. But I've put it behind me now. It's still there in the back of my mind, but I don't obviously think about it much. And I've had a good year, a good season so far of training. Sorry, good winter's training. It's been good weather at home. There's not been any snow. We normally get hit by anything like that, and we've split our training up. We're going to Spain, so it's been a good winter's training. I'm looking forward to starting my season here. Well, the ITU obviously have a series to run, and they want to create a series that's popular and people watch, and it has been great. That's what the series has been good for, has increased the size of triathlon, but it has made it tough this year for athletes. Basically the Commonwealth Games for us as well makes it harder. That's my top aim this year. When triathlon becomes part of a major sports game, it increases in popularity again. So that's the aim. So basically, if we want to do the Commonwealth Games, I have to race early. So that's 3 races in 3 different continents already, which I don't think is great for an athlete to go through that so early, especially for younger athletes as well. But I suppose it's a new challenge, and get to see some new places and race in different places. But I think ideally for me, the season of 4 or 5 races in total, including the final, would be perfect. Any more than that, especially in different continents, becomes very difficult. And there's ways you can do it. You can make the races different. Now, Kitzbühel is, like it was before, is a completely different race. So that's not an Olympic distance race. So it doesn't take as much out of you because the bike's so hard. So there are ways you can do it, and having Olympic distance races in all different continents is probably not the best way, especially as an athlete who's trying to focus on the Commonwealths. But they're the rules, and I want to become world champion and Commonwealth champions. That's what I've got to do. Oh, that's definitely the case. I think the whole point of a series, the whole reason why you have a series, one of the best reasons, is you can make it different. If you wanted to race, what's the point of doing 6 races that are exactly the same? I'd rather have races like a Kitzbühel race, which is up a hill, another race which is a city race, another race which is completely different, maybe a sea swim, another race which is not as hilly as Kitzbühel but still hard, and another city race where it's more of a crit course on the bike. That's a great thing about a series. You can do different things, and you want to be world champion who's the most complete triathlete, and so hopefully in years to come that will happen. Glasgow is my most important race of the year this year, and that's because it is the Commonwealth Games. I grew up as a kid watching the Olympics and the Commonwealth Games, and the Olympics is massive, and the Commonwealth Games is not as big as the Olympics, but it's getting somewhere towards that. Because triathlon is one of those sports that when it becomes part of a major games like that, it becomes much bigger. And as the British public, the Commonwealth Games is really, really, really important. It's once every 4 years. I remember one of my first memories of triathlon was going to watch the Commonwealths in Manchester in 2002 and seeing it there. So to compete in that in a kind of home race, it's not so home, I'm looking forward to it, and it's something that to compete in front of a home crowd again, like I experienced in London, is pretty special. I think England's still the favourite. Wales obviously very good. Got Non and Helen, 2 great girls. They haven't got any boys in the World Championship Series yet, racing, but they've got some all right boys. Scotland have got an OK team as well. On the girls' side, again, they're lacking a little bit, but England should be the strongest. But as we saw last time in Hamburg, anything can go wrong, so a relay is tough. At the moment, I do see myself going on Rio, because I'm still young. I'm only 23 years old now, so hopefully I've got a few more Olympics in me yet. But the Olympic cycle does take a lot out of you. It's hard work, qualifying and every 4 years, and being experienced in London as well was tough with all the pressure, things like that. But definitely, I'd like to go beyond Rio. But coming here is one of the reasons why I wanted to change things, do things a little bit differently over the winter. A bit more cycling, a bit more time trialing. Like I got my time trial bike for the first time this winter, and it was very exciting. So I think as years go by, I'll mix it up a little bit more with little different things, because it's good coming here to realise that the World Championship Series isn't the only thing you can do. There are lots of other events out there. So the ITU want athletes to commit to their series. That's what they want. That's what the series is about, and that's one reason why there's more races. And it has become hard to fit other races in. This race here is I can only do it because it's at the start of the year. Because when you start getting into the season, I'm going to Auckland in 3 weeks' time, and then 3 weeks after that is Cape Town, and 3 weeks after that is Yokohama. So with all the travelling back home again, there's not going to be a lot of time to train, and never mind race again. Which is a little bit of a shame because it is going to affect things like the French Grand Prix racing, which I've loved racing before, and it's such a high level, it's an exciting thing to do, and great to be part of team racing. And I think that is going to affect it. And this year with the World Championship Series, the Abu Dhabi race, and the Commonwealth Games, my season's pretty much complete. There's not a lot else I can do. But if you want to become world champion and Commonwealth champion, that's what you got to do. I think athletes are definitely have to choose, between committing to the ITU World Series fully and then going to the Olympics or Commonwealths, or going long distance. Before, when you raced 4 times, you could race in Europe quite a lot. In previous years gone by, I've barely left Europe to race. You could definitely you could do both. You could pick and choose. Gomez has done already a half Ironman early this year, but he, I imagine, won't be able to race again now a half Ironman until later in the year, and maybe the end of the season. So it's going to be hard. You are going to have to choose between the two, and that is tough because one of the best things about triathlon is you can do different things. Well, the best I could possibly hope for would be world champion and Commonwealth champion and win here on Saturday, but that's probably not going to happen. So I suppose a Commonwealth medal, of any sort would be great, and then go from there. Because like I said, the Commonwealth happens every 4 years, and it's still, as a kid, seeing that Commonwealth medal is pretty special. To have an Olympic medal, a Commonwealth medal, and a World Championship would be very special.